really, really, really hope you guys can't hear Mickey Mouse in the background. Hey guys, it's Alyia. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing just a super simple, fun video. It's not going to be too long. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Nobody's subscribing. Everybody's watching and nobody's subscribing, and that's so sad. Like, that hurts me in the heart. So just hit the subscribe button. It's so easy. It's literally a click. Okay, thanks. If I look like a greasy rotisserie style chicken on my face, that's because I'm a greasy rotisserie style chicken. No, I just did like literally the most basic makeup ever. I didn't like use setting powder and stuff like that everywhere, so I look like a greasy chicken. Don't you love this in the background, this unicorn butter slimy gloop? It's for my child. Okay, I did have a different idea for today, and I just got a new one because I'm just gonna share this dream that I had. I was like scrolling through my notes and I couldn't find what today's video was. I knew what it was, but I wanted to find my notes to like say like what I had planned. But I just found this, and it says the most terrifying dream about the end of the world. So I woke up a few weeks ago from this dream, and I wrote it down, so I'm just going to skim through it real quick. That way I can tell you guys what happened. So I had this super terrifying dream about the end of the world. I don't know the significance of it or how significant it is, but God was involved with the dream. But basically everybody was at my parents' house, and by everybody, I can't really tell you who because I have no idea, honestly, who most of these people were. But I think my mom and dad were there, and I think like my friend's kids or somebody's kids I didn't know were there, along with my daughter Kinley was there. And so we were all at my mom's house, and all of these bad guys like started flooding in, and they were doing this in every house. Like, I don't know if it was the government, like you felt like it was a government like leader, like someone, maybe military, I'm not really sure, military that was doing work for the government. But basically everybody started like flooding in the house, getting rid of everybody, like you were gonna die and all this stuff. And I figured out later on it's because we were following God. Everybody that was around me, since I was following God and they wanted to stick with me or whatever, they had to get drug along my journey. What happened was after everybody came in, obviously, like, I did my best to get out. There were like a ton of cars outside. I don't know the rest of the people that are around me right now, but I ended up getting like a basket of clothes for the kids. We got car seats, stuff like that, and loaded everything in the car as quickly as we could. My dad had been driving himself, and then I was with my mom in the car, I believe. And my parents live like in the middle of nowhere. So it was crazy that this was happening even in the middle of nowhere in this dream. So we like went down the lane, went down the road. It's like a super simple layout, and basically everything just starts like everything kind of looks like blue, and everything's been taken over. So if the houses were blue, you knew that the government had been there and either killed everybody or moved everybody to wherever they were moving them to. The people that, you know, were submitting to the government got to go with the government wherever. So, I mean, that's what you assumed in the dream. And we got to the end of my parents' road, and you can go right or left. And so we had to make the decision to go right or left. Well, on this sign, it said there were two different paths, and the one on the left said something about God. And I'm pretty sure I was driving, or I told the person who was driving, I was like, turn left, like we're going there. And so we decided to follow God. So we followed the sign of God was this way. And you weren't necessarily worried about the government coming back anytime soon, since they had already ripped through everything, taken all the houses, taken all the food, stuff like that. Well, we were driving down the road, and we saw this little piece, like the houses were slowly going back. And there was this like room, I think it was like a bedroom or a kitchen or something really small, that had started going back. It wasn't blue. You could see this one spot that wasn't blue out of everything, which was so weird. But a family had stayed there and started to survive. A family that was following God. God had made a little room for them to live in, and that's where we were going to go. We were going to take all the kids in this little room and everything, and we were going to try to survive there and hope that the house just continued to go back to normal. And that's kind of where the panic struck in of, you know, now people are going to come back. They're going to realize we're following God and that God's, you know, helping us through this, and we're going to get killed. So it was super, super crazy. It was like anybody who followed the Lord was going to die, and you knew it. So after we had found that family and we decided we were going to stay there with them and unload the kids and everything, my alarm went off and I woke up after that. And obviously I woke up super freaked out. So I don't know what happened next. All I know is that it was just survival. Like, we were trying to survive. And I don't know if that's really what the end times, like what it's going to look like after the rapture and everything happens. But I know that the dream was super intense and super scary. So I hope all that made sense. I feel like it was very jumbled in my head because it was a dream from a few weeks ago that I had written down. And it was a super short dream. The longest part of the dream was really all of those like bad guys coming in and like taking over everything in the house. It was super, super crazy. I hope you enjoyed this dream about the end times. This was my second dream about the end times because I had another one where I was driving and I was on my road and all of a sudden I stopped, and then I was in the middle of my yard and I was singing to the Lord, and all of a sudden I started like getting raptured up in the middle of the night. It was dark out. I remember that. I remember in that dream I was in such a hurry and all of a sudden I got stopped. And it was like it didn't matter what I was in a hurry for because the end was here and it was time to get raptured up. So I've had a couple of crazy dreams about end times. I'm sure there's plenty more where that came from. I'm sure I'm going to keep having dreams the longer I go on in life. So I will always be sure to share that with you guys. That's why I try to write it down when I wake up in the middle of the night. And then of course I pray about it and stuff like that. So like I said, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and hit all so you can get notified every time I upload a video. I have a video coming up about New Age beliefs and New Age practices and why it's actually more demonic and things like that. Everything we're going to cover, it's going to be a pretty heavy video, so that video is coming up soon. Make sure you come back and watch that. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!